great day. We are a week away from Turkey Day, bro. I can't believe it. This year has flown by.
Woo-hoo.
Um, Last night we got together. We talked about some NFL football. Today we
Yep.
are getting together to talk about some NBA basketball. So everyone that's watching or that watches later, we do appreciate you catching another edition of Kiss My Glass, presented by I Could Be Wrong Sports. I'm Brad. He's Justin, and let's jump into it.
Let's
I
do
uh,
it.
I have to I have to start by saying I do love the background there. Not gonna deny it. That is a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's awesome. So
I thought you get a little
uh,
kick out of that.
yeah,
You
that's
know
pretty
me.
cool right there.
I
All
love
right,
my
so
thunder, so it's pure comedy to me.
that's hilarious. All right, well, let's jump into it. Let's talk about the Thunder, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, they have started the season off. They are dominating everyone right now. So, with that being said, let's talk about number one, a couple of things. Let's start with a topic that you brought up last week, earlier in the week, in one of our side conversations about just how well Sam Presti and OKC are playing the game right now at building a roster. And we all know that they have done it mainly through the draft and through just developing guys and hitting on draft picks. So talk about that and talk about their future and why you're so excited as an OKC fan.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we talked about yesterday before we started recording was that, typically teams like OKC who see a lot of success for a couple of years, they have that cycle where eventually they got guys fighting for minutes and, the superstars OKC has really isn't going to allow some of those up and coming guys to get their minutes. Um, but the thing with OKC is they've done such a good job at drafting with all those draft picks. See, it's one thing to have a lot of draft picks, but it's a whole nother thing to make good use of those draft picks, which is what OKC has done, right? And so I don't think it's ever a concern of upper management and the OKC front office that, oh, we're not going to be able to get these guys minutes and this and that because they know they have reinforcements coming behind them. And with our development of our players, we're going to be able to, if we lose them in free agency, yeah, we won't get much. But trades, I mean, we're creating a
Yeah.
lot of blue chip trade players, right? Put trade potential players. And I mean, that's how you do it. We picked up Case and Wallace and Hartenstein, free agency and trade. I mean, stuff like that happens. So I
Yep.
I guess the main thing that excites me is that last year they won a championship. They were a deep team, but this year they're even deeper. They're 15-1 to start the year. Their second best player hasn't even touched the court this year. Hasn't touched the court. You got guys like AJ Mitchell, who was drafted in the second round, mind you. Everyone knows the Lou Dort story. I mean, he was undrafted. But you guys, AJ Mitchell, drafted in the second round, who's balling this year and playing phenomenal in place of Jalen Williams. Now, the future even goes beyond like some of those things. We have four first round picks in this year's draft and five total, one in the second round. Okay. But here's where it gets even better. OKC has unprotected Clippers first round pick, which right now is number 9. We got eighth protected or better. So top 8 protected for Utah. Right now they're number 10. So that pick is ours. We have a Philly top 4 protected pick. Right now that's sitting at number 16. So that's three potential picks that we're looking at right to top 15, 16.
Yeah.
And if if you look at the players we've landed like Jalen Williams and we got Case and Wallace, we got all these guys right around 10, 12 stuff and right in that range. So
Yeah.
I just think we have it's not about the picks, it's about what Pressey has done with those picks, all in that same range. And that's why like you said, quote unquote, OKC is playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers because He's not just stockpiling picks, he's making the best use of those picks
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely hit on a ton of picks, right? I think more than probably any GM that I can remember, and I've been watching basketball a long time. Um, I think the key is for them because they are so deep, right? Even if those picks are in the middle of the round, it's okay because they don't need a franchise changing guy. They just need a guy to come in, contribute, play their role, and do their job basically. So I think that's the biggest thing as well is they're not desperate to try. They're not reaching for guys, right? They're doing their
Exactly.
homework. They know that, hey, we don't have to take a chance on a guy because we think his ceiling is so high because our team is already really good. So we're just going to add guys that we know that we can rely on and develop. So, yeah, I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, Sam Presti has been doing a great job since way before that. I mean, anytime he had KD, Russ, and James Harden on the same team at the same time,
Yeah.
right? And then he had some other guys on there. He had Serge on there, some other guys. So he's built championship roster before they even won a championship a long time ago. It's just the players got impatient and I think egos got in the way and that thing
It's
got broken up.
culture.
But
It's a cultural
yep,
difference. The talent is the same, right? They're
absolutely.
both championship rosters, but the difference is the culture. Over on that KD, James, and Russ team, nobody, or I should say everybody wanted to be the alpha, right? And it wasn't a team first mentality. With this team, I mean, everyone knows who the alpha is, right? Everyone knows
Yeah,
their role, and every single person on this team is team first.
yeah,
So I think that's the biggest difference between the two teams. If
yeah.
OKC had
Oh,
that, if not OKC because they were both OKC, but if the KD Russ Harden era team had that, I want to win for my brother attitude, then I think they would have won it. They would have came back at least for one more, instead of KD going to Golden State. But
well, I think one of them did have that mentality, and that was Kevin Durant. Like I think Kevin Durant deferred to Russell Westbrook way more than he should have.
he probably
I
should have.
think it was so neither one of nobody actually took the reins, although they all wanted to. But the guy that should have was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant
Oh,
should
for
have just
sure.
asserted it and said, "Look, this is my team. I'm the guy. Everything runs through me." And I think that would have solved a lot of the problems, like you said. But there wasn't that conversation. All right, your turn,
Exactly.
my turn, his turn, and then Durant would
Exactly.
defer because he didn't want to upset Russell Westbrook, right? So and obviously we know their history, things like that. But you're right. This team is completely different. They know, all right, this is SGA's team. Everything's going to run through him. Obviously, everybody else is going to get theirs, but the main guy is SGA. So I
Right.
think that's one of the biggest differences for sure. So and they do seem more connected. I mean that young OKC team was really fun to watch, and they were really connected. But this team seems even more connected than that team was.
And think about this. They're 15-1, right? Here's their next 10. Utah, Portland, Minnesota, Phoenix, Portland, right? Golden State, Dallas. So one like super, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
super tough because we blew out Golden State already once, but a tough game. This one's in Oakland, right? Then you got Dallas, Utah. I mean, then the Clippers. It's not a very
yeah,
daunting next 10 for stretch. I mean, so this is going to be leading
yeah.
into your next topic about possibilities,
Yeah.
but I mean, just dang, look at this. I'm just looking at this going, man,
Yeah.
gets a little tougher after that, but
Yeah, I mean, they still going to get to. I think the biggest thing for a team like OKC, and we see it with all these champions that are just coming out of the gates really hot, is when they get into the dog days, right? How do they find themselves to keep how do they find ways to keep themselves motivated on a Tuesday night game in February when they've already got a 20 game lead in the division or whatever,
right.
right? That's going to be the question. How do these young guys, and I think that our next topic may be what keeps them going, because they just seem like the team that would find that as a motivating factor. So um, we know that we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Bulls had the 72 win Bulls that went on to win the championship. Warriors broke that record, had the 73 wins, and then unfortunately for them, they did not win the championship. At this point, right, and it looks like they've got a really good shot. What percentage would you put on it that OKC has? What percentage chance do they have of breaking the Warriors record?
Breaking the record,
Yeah,
I'll probably go
hitting
like,
74.
yeah. So this is probably my fandom coming out, but I'm gonna give them like an 80% chance. They
Okay,
again, they still are gonna get their second best player back, right? They don't have a
okay,
tough stretch right now. Actually, their next 15 aren't that tough because even the two against San Antonio, Wimby is likely out with the hamstring. And so,
okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say
So 80?
80%. 80%. If you push that to 75, I drop it down like 50%, right? Like
Okay.
that's hard, like, but to break it,
Yeah.
because once they break it, I think maybe they take their foot off the gas a little bit, right?
There won't be
Who
much
knows
left.
though?
There won't be much, yeah, won't be
Yeah,
much season left if they break it. So,
this is true.
um,
But I don't know. We'll
okay,
see. And
80,
then and
80%.
and then you also have to consider in a lot of these games too, SGA. So I keep saying we've been missing Jalen Williams, but SGA hasn't even been playing the fourth quarter of half of the games. And so, he
Okay.
gets more minutes down the road potentially, and he should be fresher as the season goes on with less minutes early on.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I'm excited about it.
I
Let's just
got
say
you.
that I
The
got go 80%. I know the casual fan will disagree with
80%.
me,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I'm definitely going to
but
disagree with you.
but that's where I'm sticking. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking with it. I
All
mean, we
right,
got
all
the
right,
free
I
throw
like
merchant.
it.
Come on, bro.
Oh gosh, stop it. Yeah, I'll say I'm gonna pull the old what's his name on I think it's Lewis, no, it's Charles Davis, Madden, right? So we're early in the season. You guys are looking really good, but history just says that it's gonna be too tough, right? Things happen along the way. You hit a little hiccup here and there. I'm gonna say I'm gonna start a little lower. I'm gonna start at 50% right now. But I'm going to reserve the right to change my percentage as we go along and we revisit this topic because I'm sure we will, unless something unforeseen happens and the Thunder start losing a bunch of games, which I don't anticipate. Um, so, yeah, I'm looking at it here. I think that you're probably right. They've got I wouldn't say easy stretch coming up,
Yeah.
but I mean, when you look at the teams that they play, I would say Minnesota might give them a little fit depending on what Minnesota team shows up.
Right. Portland is the
Um,
one team that beat them, so they play Portland.
uh,
That's in
I
the
imagine they'll get the revenge on Portland on
I
that
think
one,
so. Right.
especially being in OKC.
Right.
Um,
They play Portland twice in this stretch.
I, we'll see if Wemby's back by Christmas, by those two games around Christmas. That
Right.
might be something to look at.
That's kind of what I was
Um,
thinking too.
yeah,
I hope he is
and
back. I
then
mean, I would like to see the best of
yeah, I
those
mean,
guys
we all
versus
want to
the
see
best of
that, especially
OKC.
on Christmas Day, right? We
Yeah.
want to see the best games. And then, they got some tough, got the Rockets again later in the season. The Rockets are starting to look really good. So, I mean, we're only talking what, maybe 8 more losses. And so I just think right now I'm gonna hold off on the 80%. Like I said, I think they got a really good, I think they got a good chance, but I'm gonna go 50% for now.
All right. All
Just
right.
because. But man, they're going to give it a run. I really think they are. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate though that my team is just not healthy enough to be there at the end. I don't think because I would love to see a health. I would have loved to see it last year, a healthy
I thought that
Celtics
was
and
I
OKC.
think at the
I
beginning of the
I
year, that's what
thought,
I thought it was gonna be.
yeah, yeah. I will
OKC
say
versus
this though.
Boston.
Celtics have moved up to number 9. Last week we got together. They were out of the play-in completely, so they're
Oh,
moving up. They're at
okay.
8 and 7 right now. And honestly, They're a game and a half out of third place. They're 2 games out of second place in the Eastern Conference. Do I think they'll finish up there in second or third? Unlikely, but it just goes to show that even without Jason Tatum in the East, they got a chance. I think playoffs should be expected for the Celtics. Not
Yeah.
75 wins like the OKC Thunder, but hey, whatever. Thunder are good, dude. All right, let's talk
They're pretty
about
good.
something else, somebody else that's good.
Yeah.
And no matter what you think about him on the court, off the court, wherever, one thing you can't deny is his stats, and that's LeBron James and his accomplishments. Um, I put in the group chat, he just started his 23rd season, which is unprecedented in the NBA the other day. So I wanted to find out, get your take, and I'll give my take. Is that LeBron's most impressive accomplishment over his career? Or would you say that there's something else? And if so, what would you say it is?
I mean, they he went back to Cleveland. And I don't think it is. I mean, it's a big accomplishment, don't get me wrong. To play that long. I mean, only guy I can remember playing that like that many seasons. And I don't even think I calculated it as seasons. It was Robert Parrish. I remember him playing
Yeah,
into his 40s, back in the day, and that was like the only other player I can like
yeah,
remember like playing to an older age. I want to say old age because I'm 41, so so
yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
so that is a big accomplishment, but I don't think it's his biggest career accomplishment. Who did they beat when they won those finals? It's a
Warriors.
pretty good team. So
Yeah.
I think that is his biggest accomplishment.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they did come back from down 3-1. Isn't that the year they came back down? They came back from being down 3-1. I'm pretty sure. It's when Draymond
Yes.
got suspended. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that obviously that's one of the ones that's up there at the very top. You got so many with this guy. As much as I don't like him, again, you can't argue with his accomplishments. He's got the scoring record. I debated this a long time. I was like, what do you go to the finals like 9 years in a row, 10 years in a row? Just insane type of accomplishments. But and I agree with you. I think there's like guys that have played a long time, maybe not necessarily obviously 23 years, because that's the record, but a lot of guys, not very many, if any, have played at the level that LeBron has played at for that entire time. Um, I would personally say, even though it was in the Eastern Conference, um, he still had to get through the conference and through the season. I would say that that streak of going to the finals 10 years in a row probably
Yeah.
would be the biggest accomplishment. Now, if he had gone like 0 and 10, well, then I'd be like, nah. But he pulled some out of there, so
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'll switch it up and go with that because I mean, we won't see that again for who knows. We might not ever see that again
ever.
from any
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
10 straight championship appearances for a single player. That's just wild. And not
yeah,
just like going from team to team. He was the main catalyst and the main
yeah,
driving force of those teams to get
exactly.
to those playoffs and championships. So yeah.
Exactly.
I'll just switch
Yeah,
it up. Good point there, Brad, my
yeah.
brother.
All right. I like it. Yeah. But like I said, I kicked it around. There were a lot of different ones. I was like, damn, just like when you
Yeah.
think about it, he's
Shit.
played so long and so like he's got his gold medals, he's got the scoring records, he's got all kinds of stuff that he's done. And it's like, damn, why couldn't he just play for the Celtics? You know,
Yeah. Right.
I tell everybody all the time, I don't like him, but if he ever got traded to the Celtics, I'd have a LeBron jersey the very next day. You can believe that.
I know,
Even if I
right?
had to make it myself.
Well, it's
But yeah.
funny.
Either way, kudos to you, Mr. LeBron James. Even though you play for those sorry ass Lakers, that's a hell of an accomplishment to be a professional basketball player at any level, in any league for 23 years, let alone the NBA. And on top of that, be one of the probably still 10 to 15 best players on the planet. So kudos to you, sir. Just goes to show what hard work and a lot of money spent on your health and rehabilitation will do for you.
Right?
All right. Um, let's talk about some speaking of health and guys playing at high levels and having superpowers and all that good stuff. I wanted to have a little fun to wrap up this edition of Kiss My Glass. So I sent a question to you in our group chat.
Yeah,
Um, and for those of you that are watching, we'd love if you don't mind commenting and letting us know which one you would rather have. But I got four options for you, and I want to know which NBA superpower you would like to have. Would you like to have handles like Kyrie Irving, which may be the best handles in NBA history?
possibly.
Would you like to have hops like someone like Ant-Man or someone like that who could jump out of the building? Would you like to have brute strength like Giannis or Shaquille O'Neal? Or would you like to have the sharpshooting skills of Steph Curry?
I would like that sharp shooting skills, man.
I knew you were going to say shooting. You,
I mean, it's a shooter's league. Let's just be real about it. Right now,
yeah,
it's a shooter's league. If it was the 80s and 90s, I would probably go with Giannis.
yeah. You know what?
But
I think I'm going to pick that one either way. I just want brute strength and be the biggest will do either way.
I feel you.
If I had to go, actually, it's tough.
It's tough.
I take that back. I would rather, you know what? I think I'd rather have the handles like Kyrie.
Nah.
Yeah, I'd rather have the handles. The reason I say that is because when I was younger and even now, I don't have handles. I
Me either.
I never did. I never did. Like I had enough to protect the ball, enough to get me some space to shoot a shot. That was about it. But as far as like crossing people over and all, nah, I couldn't do any of that stuff. So I would just love to be able to cross people over and watch them break their ankles and slide across the floor and all that shit and get those stare down three pointers before I let them go. So yeah, I'm changing my mind. I wouldn't go with the brute strength. I've actually been that guy on the court before, and it's fun, but after a while, nobody wants to play with you.
Yeah,
So
I know. I know.
So yeah, what? I think I would rather have the handles just because I think I would have more fun with that. You know. Now, how good
I
it
feel
feels. I mean, I don't know how good it feels to cross somebody over, but I can imagine how good it feels.
you.
All right. All right, that's all I got. You got anything else for us?
Nah, I mean, nothing really. Just I just want, every NBA fan to know that it's OKC's world. You're just living in it. Um, I'm gonna try and enjoy it while I can. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
want you to
just
enjoy it
FYI,
while you can.
Luca is the new free throw merchant with his 12 point whatever
Oh,
free throws per game. You don't hear nobody
Luca.
talking about Luca, do you? Huh? 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 No? Why is that? Because he plays in LA? He's a
Oh my
Laker?
gosh.
Why?
Oh my gosh. Uh, in case you guys couldn't tell, I think Justin is getting a little tired of the OKC hate, um, specifically the SGA hate on how and the manner in which he accumulates his points. In case you couldn't tell, I think he's getting a little tired of it. Maybe he's a little bitter about it. I don't know.
The double standard, bro. That's all it is. The double standard. Like, just
It's
give the
the
man his
NBA,
credit.
man.
Give the
It's
man
the
his credit.
NBA.
Listen, honestly, I'm not even hating on Luca. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
trolling people
I
right
know.
now.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
I know.
Luca's playing phenomenal right now.
He's
These
killing it.
guys, these players in the league, they're smart. They play with technique, and honestly, getting the fouls and driving to the lane and being aggressive, it's part of the game and part of the
It's
technique.
part of the game.
I mean, that's what which
Yeah.
is what they're supposed to do, you know? So,
Yeah.
anyways, but
No, I
that's
agree
why I
with you
made my,
100%. Listen, d- defenders got to learn how to play without fouling, right?
yeah,
If you know a guy has a tendency and a propensity to get to the line and he's getting calls all the time, don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Don't be
exactly.
stupid. You teach. I mean, you reach, I teach. That's what it's called, right?
That's it.
You reached your hand in there. Gotcha. That's your fault, dummy. You got to be better. You got to be
Recognize.
smarter
I
than
know
that.
it.
So, um, and what I think is crazy is, and I think it's not crazy. I would just say I think it's funny, is if a dude shoots a lot of 3-pointers, shit, all he does is shoot 3-pointers. That's how he gets all the points. He can't drive to the basket. If a guy drives to the basket, shit, he can't shoot. If a guy gets a lot of points from the free throw line, shit, he's a free throw merchant. Fans are never happy. There's
Never,
always a reason. Oh,
never.
there's an excuse for, and I'm guilty of it too. If the guy had on my team, I'd be like, shit, he got lucky. We all know that, so it is what it is. At the end of the day, though, all that matters is wins and losses.
That's all it. That's it.
So, because I guarantee you, I mean, I've looked at some of those NBA championship trophies up close when we were at the NBA experience at Summer League. None of them on the bottom of it said how many points were accumulated by free throws or any of that shit. All it said was
Right?
NBA champions, and that's it. So
That's it. That's all it
that's all
says.
that matters. That's all that matters. So, Justin, here's what I say. The next time you see somebody online that's hating, you
Hate.
just tell them, kiss my glass. That's all you
Oh,
gotta tell them.
dang. That was a
There
good
you go.
drop.
Be like that. All right, that's all I got. I
That's
appreciate
it.
you getting together with me, bro.
Always a good
For
time.
those of you that are watching or that are watching later, again, we appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and family. We'd certainly appreciate it. And as always, I'll leave you with these last two comments. Don't forget that division is a math problem. It should never be a people problem. And please be kind. It is free, even if you are talking to Lakers fans. Peace.